Welcome to Create Your Own Economy podcast, the weekly podcast that equips you with the know-hows, the strategies, tools, and resources to create your own economy, grow your business, and live the life you desire. If you have not done so, hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss an episode. Hello and welcome. I am your host, Bunmi Ajibade. Today is a great day. I am so excited. I have a young man here. I've spoken with him. I'm so impressed with him. And for those of you that know me, I have all boys. You all know that. So when I see a young man that is doing so great, I'm always very impressed. So I'm here with Kalu Kalu, and he is here to share his knowledge, to share all that is going on in his business. And so I want you to be ready. And this young entrepreneur is doing amazing things. Kalu Kalu is the founder of Pick and Co. Synergy Limited. And the company is a ghostwriting and marketing agency. What they do is they create written and visual content for personal and professional brands globally. And look, he has worked with clients in India, in Dubai, in Australia, in UK, Canada, in the US. I mean, he has worked with individuals all over the world. It's a global company, and he's amazing. He's good at what he does. And Kalu studied computer engineering in college, and he graduated with honors. Go figure, right? And is an authority in what he does, and he delivers persuasive campaigns, expand business reach, and drive profits for businesses and business owners alike. Look, his bio is some pages long, and we'll come back to some of them as we go on in the interview. So, Kalu, I want to welcome you to Create Your Own Economy with Bunmi Ajibade. Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Bunmi.
Yes. Welcome. So, I mean, you studied computer engineering in college.
Correct.
And now you have a business where you are into ghostwriting, marketing agency, creating written and visual content. How did you move from that to here? Wow, what happened?
It's a common ask I get when I tell people I studied computer engineering and then now I'm a ghostwriter and marketing for businesses. Studying computer engineering, actually going into the university, it wasn't my first choice. So in the Nigerian schools, you are typically limited to a great degree because something that you may want to study, the university perhaps doesn't offer it. And I wanted to do aerospace engineering because I love aviation, everything about flight, space, all of that stuff. Because I thought I wanted to be a pilot. But getting into school, I was funneled into computer engineering, which, I wouldn't say that's a negative in that at least I picked up a couple of things from that experience, but I wasn't passionate about it. And I noticed that even in school, I was a social butterfly in that I was able to speak with people enough that I built proper relationships with different people. And that was one thing I knew I could do, is speak with people. And I picked up writing earlier, even before uni. So, I used to help people write stuff. But then it wasn't commercialized. I wasn't getting paid for it. And then my first company I had started was a tech company. So we used to help people go in and we make websites and softwares for them. And I then learned that what my strong suit was in that business was actually going and landing clients. I did not enjoy the actual creating of the software or the product. I would go speak with people, land their business, and then I had my team that would then, create the product. And then after school, computer engineering is such a broad field and a broad discipline that you could actually get work anywhere. But it didn't seem as though work was forthcoming because people I knew who were my seniors in school, 2-3 years ahead of me, I spoke with them, and they hadn't gotten jobs. So I had to create my own economy if I was going to be serious about life.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And so that's why I just decided, like, if I don't have the talent to sing or dance, if I can't speak, then I can articulate thought enough to pen it down. And then not just penning it down for myself, I could actually help people who perhaps do not have the skill, but have experiences and stories to share, tell their stories. So that's what really got me into the business.
Wow. I love what you said. I wrote something down when you were talking. You said you were not passionate about something, but you figured out what you were passionate about. And I think that is the bottom line, whatever. And I understand, I went to university in Nigeria. I read microbiology. I was not passionate about it either. Because we were limited, then we're limited. And even now, you graduated, maybe I don't know how many years after me, so I think the most important thing is finding your passion.
Yeah.
So wherever you are, those of you who are listening to us, you might not like what you are doing, but what do you like? That's it. Find your passion. And that's what Kalu did. He found his passion. He loved writing. And he said he was not paid for it. So there will be a time when you are practicing. It's like practicing, and then you were not paid for it, but now you are getting a lot of money for what you do right now. Great. Thank you. Yeah. So you already, talk about why you created your own economy. And so ghostwriting. Yeah. And I know in Nigerian culture or any culture, when we hear ghost and writing, how did you come up with ghostwriting? And I know it's about books and all that. Why is it important that people should write?
Yeah.
Why is it important?
It's a great question. Growing up, my parents had photo books where they capture things like their wedding and their experiences. I remember my mom finishing from her NYSC, the National Youth Service Corps, where she served Nigeria. And there was a picture of her, in her khaki and everything like that. And it was wonderful because then I can have those pictures and I could speak with her and say, hey, what happened in this moment? And she could explain to me what happened in those moments. And one thing that prompted me to go into the writing of people's stories is, obviously I'm young and I'll be candid, I benefit in several ways. When I get into the room with really interesting individuals and I get to listen to them speak, because that's how we get the content. So I have to spend time with you to listen to your story and really get the in-depth information in there. I'm learning. All right. I'm learning from who are way, way, way advanced than I am. I'm learning how they navigated different experiences. And not just that, when we crystallize the experiences into, say, a book or content that we create for them on social media, these folks go on to connect with like-minded individuals and people who perhaps could be helped with their story, with their experiences and the way they navigated through those experiences, right? So speaking with these individuals and just being in the industry of the ghostwriting is, I understand that many people want to tell their stories the way my mom would tell me about things that happen in different situations, but they do not have the ability per se to actually tell those stories, right? When they talk, they ramble on, and their stories are just puff. It's just into the air. It's not having the impact that it should have.
Disjointed.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So having different bodies of work. Some people write 7 to 11 books in their lifetime. Not only are they good readers, but now they have crystallized their experiences for posterity's sake. Okay. And the benefit of it is vast. Like, say you do a book or you have a proper social media presence, people see you as an authority in your subject matter. When you come out, many people, and by the way, when you write a book, if you get to sell the book, that's a bonus, because for the most part, it just adds gravitas to your business, because people want to work with you when they see that you've done the work, done the research, and you've resonated with them with your words in the book, right? And then you articulate your thoughts that way and put into the world. People can always latch onto that. You find your community that way. People who are perhaps experiencing or will experience what you have experienced, they want to connect with you. So it has different benefits for the author, and it has several benefits for me as well. Obviously, the experience I'm picking up, different people's experiences I'm picking up and learning from, it's going to help me also lay my path as I grow. So different benefits for me getting into the business, and different benefits for the authors and the brands, personal brands who we represent. And it's a win-win for everybody.
Wow. And I'm sure you have heard so many stories.
Oh my God, I can tell you stories for days.
You know what I love? The first thing you said is you are learning yourself. It's like,
yes.
I'm hearing these stories, I'm learning. And when you mentioned pictures, your mom during her NYSC, then I'm like, I did NYSC too. Nothing, I can't even see one picture.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are. They are all gone. And if you tell me anything about my NYSC, I remember the state, Kwara State.
Yeah.
I remember Ofa, Kazi. I don't even remember the name of the school. So you see how if you are speaking to me now, I remember. Maybe if we speak longer, maybe the name of the school will pop up and stuff like that. Really helping, because even if I see the pictures and my grandkids see the pictures tomorrow, they won't know what to do with the picture. Yeah. There's no story, But if everything is documented in a book or in a story that I maybe put on social media, they can then see the pictures. Say, that was my grandma when she, did NYC. So,
and the beauty of the social media thing as well is they could follow your growth. Like me personally, on LinkedIn, for example, you could literally scroll to the first post I ever put on LinkedIn. You could read that post, and then you could come and read the post I put up now. So essentially, my audience can track back and see how I grew over time. So when I have kids one day, how did daddy used to think? Where did he start from? What was he feeling in X, Y, and Z moments? They can literally track my growth. So it builds this sense of community with the people who you, I guess, term as your ideal or target audience. So that's also a benefit of putting your brand out there and creating the right content.
Wow. That's so now when you started this business, and what were some strategies that really helped you grow the business? Now, you are a young man in Nigeria, very brilliant, and you have a global business. What were some strategies that really help you grow your business?
It's authenticity, right? It's understanding that I'm not claiming to have all the experience in the world. People can see me and know that I'm a young man. So when I speak with them, when I get on the call, I tell them, listen, here's the things I do understand. Here's the things I am figuring out. But then if you give me the opportunity to help you go to go with you on this journey, these are the things I'm willing to work over time to help you fulfill. These are the things I'm going to deliver to you, right? And then people sort of latch onto that honesty and that authenticity. And it's the same thing with my teams as well, is when I bring someone on during the trainings, I'm open with them. I do the reviews. I say, listen, how's it been working with us? Speak to me about your experience, right? So it's a wonderful cohesion to where my clients understand that I'm willing to do all it takes to help them deliver everything that they need to deliver, to represent them in the way they need to be represented, and to also give them the best deliverables out there in the market. So we do the research, we're authentic about what we know, what we can deliver, and then we speak with authority as well, because when we speak, it's the crystallization of faith in the sense that when we speak, our word goes before us, and then we go to do the actual work to back up that faith speech, so to speak. And then obviously we deploy sensible strategies, up-to-date strategies to land clients, cold outreach. We create content for ourselves. If you go on my LinkedIn, you see what I put out there and how I represent myself. So it's the same thing as if I can do it for my clients, why not do it for myself? So it's almost a representation of everything I can give to the client and more. I do it in-house, and then it's consistency, it's discipline, it's honesty, and it's just that transparency of the business, and that's what people latch onto, and it grows like that.
Yes, and and I know there are challenges. I mean, any business, anything we do, there are challenges. But again, whether you're a young man, you're a young woman, you are advanced, you've been in business for 40 years or for 50 years, people are going to do business with whoever has values that align with their own values.
Right.
That's it. Because now some of the values you mentioned that I wrote down: authenticity, honesty, consistency, discipline. That's it. When you are open, when you are honest with people, when you tell them this is what I'm going to do, and then there's integrity. This is what I'm going to do, and they find it. And if for any reason you are unable to deliver, you let them know ahead of time. Not that you just disappear, or you bring them along, and they believe in you, and you take them along on the journey, so that when there are challenges, how do you then overcome those challenges, and what are those challenges, especially that are typical to young people, and how have you been able to overcome those challenges?
Right. So it's ironic, and I'd say this, that yes, we do represent clients, and their social media, their public relations and things, creating the right content, putting it out there. But I don't indulge in a lot of social media myself, which I'm very disciplined with I'm very specific, and I curate the kind of information I ingest, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh, and I also say out of the abundance of the subconscious, the hands created. So the things that you deposit into your subconscious mind are things that you find yourself creating and latching onto. Essentially, your reality will bend to the integrity of your subconscious mind. So the kind of books you read, the kind of podcasts you listen to, the kind of conversations you have with people, the kind of pictures you look at, videos you watch, all of that stuff, they go in there and they just deposit all they can into your subconscious mind. And then by the time it's coming into your conscious mind, you find yourself being inclined to do certain things. You'll be wondering, where did I learn all of this from? It's from the kind of content you've been ingesting. So one of the challenges young people face is they ingest a lot of junk. They're on Instagram, on all of these platforms, and they're not particularly using it for anything productive. They're just consumers as opposed to creators. Okay. And when you consume a lot of junk, you are feeding yourself a very negative diet. And that's something, first of all, that I break out of, or I make sure I am not indulgent in. Secondly, it's just understanding that there's wisdom in the multitude of counsel. And just like how I mentioned earlier, that I learned from people, even my clients I learned from. My parents are very active in my life. I speak to them about my business. And obviously they tell me in their businesses, there's certain challenges they face. In my business, it's not that different, really. And it's a thing of, right, how's your mindset? How do you handle this particular situation? Because obviously running the business the way I run, especially from Nigeria, I face unique challenges. Recently, actually met a client, wonderful prospect that I want to land. We spoke about the money and everything. We spoke about the timeline. We spoke about deliverables, but then receiving my initial deposit became a hassle. He had tried several different ways to pay me, but for whatever reason, new reasons, on and on, we couldn't get the money. And then he's there suspecting fraud. Remember, I operate, and this is a third issue, I operate from a low trust society. So people seeing me from Nigeria speaking the way I do, or claiming certain things that I may claim, even though we do deliver, they are inclined to have a low trust in them, or they exhibit this low trust that we have to circumvent, go around. So these challenges definitely come up. But then how I see it is this: there is nothing worthwhile that comes easy. That's about the, and I genuinely believe in creating over complaining. So where there's a thesis that I do not like, I want to create an antithesis to that thesis. So if I'm operating in Nigeria and, all of these issues are going on, I want to be part of the narrative disruptors, so to speak. So if they say, hey, there's a lot of fraud going on in Nigeria, you can at least point to Kick and Coup and say, hey, but these guys are authentic, all right? These guys are they're delivering what they say they deliver. So that's what I do. And, that's how I look at it is, there's always going to be difficulty. The charge is to excel despite the difficulty, right? We're not expecting anything to be easy, and I'm building for building's sake. So I have no specific end goal in mind, but just to grow. And having that mindset, it gives me room for longevity. It gives me appetite for longevity, because I'm not building to a certain amount of money. I'm not building to a certain amount of fame. I'm just building based on a narrative, the narrative of change, the narrative of excellence. So if I'm able to deliver excellence incrementally, then, I'm fulfilled.
Yes. Woo! Yes, definitely. And I love what you said. Every community, will face challenges, but it's not, they're saying because, it's difficult for people to pay me. So, I told you, I tried, the class I did, was it this Friday or the other Friday? I was trying to pay for that class and I couldn't pay.
Right.
I couldn't pay. Although the instructor is in Canada, but the app is a Nigerian app to pay. My bank wouldn't allow me.
Right. So
I called them, they said no. So they wouldn't allow me. So I had to then pay through PayPal, So I understand, but it's not giving up. So there's a thesis that says this, but you develop an antithesis to say, what else can I do to overcome it? Not shutting down, not closing shop, not saying no. It's like, what else can I do to overcome that?
Yes. So I like to say this: where there is no way, I just haven't found one yet.
You have not found one yet. Yes, because you will figure it out. You will figure it out. So share with our viewers some of the services you provide, how they can work with you, and how they can reach you.
Right. So, ghostwriting and marketing, it's a range of services under that umbrella. So, when we land a client, it's about understanding who their audience is and understanding what their products is. All right. And then understanding where they're coming from in terms of their experiences or their expertise. If you can understand them in an in-depth fashion, then we're the ones who then weave the proper narratives that will present them the way they need to be presented to their audience. Okay. So those narratives are woven into things we write. They're woven into the videos we create for the clients. So essentially, we're representing the brand in ways where we're trying to make their experiences monetizable. Okay. Looking at the products, looking at the audience, and understanding that, yes, this audience needs this product. Okay. Now we're saying, right, so how do we endear this audience to you to want to patronize you? All right. And this has us working with authors, it has us working with financial experts, it has us working with leadership coaches, speech coaches, right? Everybody can benefit from somebody understanding them in-depthly and then also understanding their audience enough to make that connection for them with the kind of content you put out. So, the services, we ghostwrite books for people, and it's not just about the ghostwriting. We help you market the books as well. So it ends up in the nightstand of your audience. It's not just in your wardrobe somewhere. We're actually helping you market the book, helping you get to bestseller status. And then your social media presence, we help you create the content that you'll be putting out there consistently. And then we help you strategize as well. So it's content strategy, it's content creation, and then it's platform and brand management. So the three aspects are taken care of in terms of our services, and that's what we do for brands. And as for reaching out to me, you search for Kalu Kalu on LinkedIn, you'll find me. Ghostwriter, marketer, entrepreneur. That's my bio on there, and you could reach out to me on there, and then my email and my website as well. So that's
and we are going to share that also. We're going to share that once we have the episode. Once we share the episode, we're going to share his information, and the name is easy, Kalu on LinkedIn. Very easy, very easy. Kalu is look, very fresh. Is it breath of fresh air to really have you today on the podcast. Thank you really for sharing. It's all about passion. It's about identifying what your passion is. Most of us, we started from what we didn't care about. There's sometimes we didn't even know, we didn't care about them. Some of us started work. I was a teacher. I taught biology in high school for 12 years. In Nigeria, you just go teach, right? But I knew I loved to train and teach, but I didn't like to be a teacher in high school. Right. Later, now I know I'm a trainer. Yeah. I am a trainer. I'm not a teacher, not a biology teacher. So, but when you really understand and you are passionate about, once you identify what you are passionate about, then go for it. Go for it. There are excuses that will come. Look, if you are tired of excuses and you need somebody to help you to bring your thoughts to life, reach out to Kalu, reach out to his team. They will surely support you with your content, because there are sometimes we have an idea, we just put it that they are disjointed, they are everywhere. But computer engineer turned creative writer, you could see that it has to be what he's passionate about. He will be able to put everything together for you. So I hope you will reach out to him. So this is a very beautiful. There are some questions again that I really want to ask you about how you lead your team, the people that work with you. So we are going to bring Kalu back again. So I want you to be on the lookout for another episode with Kalu. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the time with you. So Create Your Own Economy podcast is a unique offering from Claro Growth Resources. And we are here to guide you in promoting and the growth of your business or your personal development. And we do that through coaching, through training, through mentoring. So if you are looking for a business coach, a mentor, you can go to my website, www.clarogr.com/meet, MEET. You can book a discovery call with me, and I will be happy to speak with you and to see where you are, whether in your personal life journey of growth or your business growth, and we can then suggest some things for you that might help your growth. So we'll see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The best gift you can give me is by sharing this podcast with your friends, your family, and reviewing it, which will help this podcast to grow organically. If you want to create your own economy and live the life that you deserve, join my next workshop or schedule time with me. My purpose may as well be to help you on your journey. Visit clarogr.com/workshop. See you again next week.